Watershed Day 2, BOC back with you in the Artist Lounge. What a night we had last night. Cody Johnson, boy, he hung in there with us. We got through the windstorm and we got the full show in. We didn't have to pull him off stage. We didn't have to interrupt it. We just got to party a little while longer. And now that brings us to Day 2. We are live in the Artist Lounge, as I mentioned, and guess what? We've got a brand new shedder that I managed to stop on his way to the stage. Please make welcome my friend, Parker McCollum. How are you, pal?
I'm really good, man. Thanks for having me.
It is a true joy to have you here because your career in the last, everybody thinks it's an overnight thing, right? Your first record came out in, 2013? So it's been about 10 years. That 10-year overnight sensation. But I want to talk about a specific show that happened in 2022. You're from Houston, Texas originally. And last year, you played the Houston Livestock and Rodeo Show.
I did.
And you sold, I think, about 74,000 tickets.
74,231.
Roughly.
Yeah.
Tell me about what was going through your head when you took the rodeo stage in your hometown in front of 74,000 people.
That's probably the greatest adrenaline rush I could ever imagine being possible to experience. I mean, I grew up just north of Houston, about 45 minutes. Went to the Rodeo Houston a ton of years growing up. My mom used to go there when she was a kid. They'd ride the chuck wagon all the way from Montgomery to Houston, do the whole thing. And it was always a dream of mine. I saw Pat Green play there and sell it out when I was like 11 years old probably. And I remember, thinking that night, dang, I'd like to do that.
Do that one day,
And
huh?
so, fast forward 15, 20 years and we did it and sold it out our first time there. And I can't explain the absolute rush that you feel when you walk on stage and in the round. And my favorite football team in the NFL is the Houston Texans. That's their stadium, and it was sold out. So it's hard to beat that.
It's hard to beat that. Now, experiences for an artist at your level as you ascend to the superstar level, is it a blur or do you remember kind of every step of the way?
No, it's been a huge blur. In fact, I think about that pretty often. Sometimes just time goes by, and then all of a sudden you stand there and you're like, I'll do it on stage sometimes. I play something like tonight, I'll probably have them stand there. I'm like, I remember so vividly, the hundreds and hundreds of shows we played just in a 12-passenger Chevrolet van running around Texas and Oklahoma, and now we're all the way up here in Washington. We played in Canada this week. It's crazy, but it is pretty much a blur.
Well, and one of the things that I want to talk to the Shedders about Parker's show is I want you guys to be involved in his memory. We want to make the Watershed experience stand out and not be a blur. We want to make it something super special for you tonight. So Shedders, please do not let me down and do not let Parker down. Parker, when you're getting ready for a show like this, different than playing in an arena, you're playing at a festival all day long. Does your set list change? Does your mindset change?
Not really. I mean, you try to be as pro as you can, and you got to be able to go out there and rip it, whether there's 5 people or 50,000. You got to go out there and rip, and these people paid their hard-earned money to come, see country music live, and especially at a place like this, you don't want to come in there lightly and let anybody down. So you better go out there and hit it pretty hard.
Well, you're a special artist. We feel like this is a special festival, a special setting, and we can't thank you enough for being here. This is BOC Live in the Artist Lounge with Parker McCollum, who's heading to the stage in just a few minutes.